Georgia Tech, they did the same, taking care of Virginia Tech in 3. And now Bella D'Amico to serve to get things started. Olivia Frankie on the opening slide, and a point for Wake Forest. Worth noting in this rotation, Kylie Adams, the starting setter for the Demon Deacons. She started on Friday for the first time and had 36 assists in the win. Typical starter Ryan Baker did not play Friday. She's an option, but not in the lineup right now. Georgia Tech a little out of system on that serve receive. Here's a back row swing, and Crawford is tipped. Good hands by Larissa Mendez, the true freshman. Georgia Tech is without Liv Mogridge, UNC transfer in the middle. She's not available today, and that shot hit long by Mendez. So both teams a little down in numbers, but certainly have the ability to fill those roles today.
Multiple weapons in different positions, especially Georgia Tech. It seems like they can rotate in as many as they need to from that bench.
Mendez off the double. Now Adams operates this offense. There's Fish right into the block. Great hands by the true freshman.
And that's why Coach Smart said that they can't outblock this team. They haven't been able to outblock other teams. It's about the defense and being able to slow down that ball, even if they just get a touch on it, to get that ball controlled.
Georgia Tech, the third best opponent hit percentage. It's hard to score on the Yellow Jackets this year. Nice ace. Wow, that was ruled out. I think that was in, but ruled out. That's my opinion, not the opinion of the line judge. My apologies.
My TV's in the way over here. I couldn't see it, but I'm going to trust the line judges. Let's take a look, though. Big top spin. Cuts down. Yeah, that's close.
We have Wayne Clark as our R1 today. Daniel Leake, our R2. Good hands to the net by Crawford. And fresh off a double-double, Crawford with the roof today.
It's not just about swinging for Paige. It's about her defense. And then she was even able to add a couple service aces last week. So she's kind of unlocking her offense in more than one way.
Paige Crawford with her 7th double-double at Wake Forest last night, or Friday night. Insistent Utene is dug out, but gets the point. Tomorrow Utene, neat story, played at Illinois State, All-American, All-Conference in the MVC, has come right in and contributed for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and just her experience fitting seamlessly with the rest of the group. It's kind of cool that they have all these international students, they have transfers, and they all work together seamlessly.
There's an ace for the Yellow Jackets. Unique dimensions here in Varsity Arena. There can be balls that play off certain nuances, but once it hits the wall, it's dead. So there's an ace. The libero, Paola Pimento, out of Rio de Janeiro. We'll talk about the Brazilian connection, but it starts with Coach Collier, and it leads to a dump down from another Brazilian, Larissa Mendez.
Oh, just too easy for Mendez. And that's something Coach Collier talked about. She's like, you know, she's used to that Brazilian way, and she called her simple in the way she plays, which seeing that, pretty simple in her eyes.
What a nice dig by Bertolino. He gets a touch from the tape and results in a kill. That's creative for her first kill of the day. Randy Smart noted in the loss to Florida State last Sunday, her team was not up to the challenge and the size of Florida State.
She also said that they didn't feed off Florida State's energy because Florida State didn't bring that type of energy. Obviously, we're seeing Georgia Tech bringing it, though.
Number 11 team in the country, up to a 1-point start here in set 1. Carney from the back row hits into the net. That's the true freshman for Wake out of Pittsburgh. Carney has struggled her last 3 matches, hitting below 0 hit percentage. But Coach Smart likes her ability, especially in all 6 rotations. Another service error for Pimento. 2 teams entering this match in the top 5 of the ACC in serving, which makes you wonder how that'll play a factor today.
Yeah, we were talking about that. You know, serving aggressive can have its costs, though, as far as how many service errors you're going to have. But Randy was saying, you know, she would rather have service errors than give him a free ball.
Here's Olivia Fish, the right side, just past the double. In this Georgia Tech offense, hitters can swing from all different spots on the court. And Wake goes in the middle. That's Emmy Ogogar with her first kill.
Let's take a look here. she's been one of those fifth years, that brings so much leadership on this court for this team that is battling between their youth and their experience, and she's one of those constants.
What a rise up. And tomorrow with Tene gets the point. All-American in 21, All-Conference in 22, and now putting on 4 kills a set in the ACC.
Let's take a look at Otene. Great quick set. Look at that wind up, just so powerful.
She is 7th in the conference in points per set, behind Sydney Palazzolo of Notre Dame. There's a net touch on Fish. Point Georgia Tech. This Yellow Jacket team has had aspirations to get back to the Elite Eight, possibly the Final Four. They were there 2 years ago. Last year, a second-round exit. This is one of the best starts for Coach Michele Collier. Now Fish right back to it. Good back set for the kill. That's a true freshman in Fish. He doesn't look very phased in this moment.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Big wind up from the outside. Just out of reach.
So Ava Torrance, the Purdue transfer into serve. Targeting Otene. A little behind her on the set. Here's the slide for Ogogar, and that's been cooking here in set
1. Coach Smart said they wanted to make Georgia Tech uncomfortable, and that would make me uncomfortable, seeing Ogogar coming around with that swing, slamming it down.
Emmy Ogogar, 4 kills on Friday, and that serve gives it right back to the Yellow Jackets.
Coach Smart just talked about that this week, where you don't want to have a service error, though, after a big point like that. Loses momentum completely.
Georgia Tech, meanwhile, 2nd in the ACC in serving. That was a good one there to Carney. How about this bump set to Crawford over the triple, and it results in a Wake Forest point.
What a way to make something work out of that defense.
Look at this return here. This ball blasted. And it really landed in. Gives you a sense of how important this first set is. Back and forth here, 9-9. Bertolino is tipped. Now the overpass will result in a kill. That's 4 points from the middles of Wake Forest.
I mean, they're dominating at the net right now. And we just talked about how Coach Marzane knew they won't be able to outblock, but they can compete. And they want to win in those categories that don't show up numerically.
Georgia Tech bested Wake Forest in 3 sets last year. That match was not very competitive, and Randy remembered that, brought it up to us this week. Said, we have to find a way to win a set today, show we can compete. There's an illegal 4-touch. We noted no Liv Mogridge, the UNC transfer, so Deandra Pierce, the Texas transfer, she gets her first appearance in the conference today, and that'll be a curious case of how you feed the middles.
Well, and she helped a ton with Georgia Tech's wins over number 8, then number 8 Penn State, then number 12 Ohio State. So she's used to competing at a high level for this team.
You also see Afado Manyang, the TCU transfer, in the middle. Those two will both sub in. This will be important for Georgia Tech without Mogridge, who's been productive, 2.5 kills a set.
Coach Collier definitely says she was taking advantage of that transfer portal. We're seeing that now.
New setter in for the Yellow Jackets. Adams goes outside, and Carney blasts it long. No touch at the net. Point Georgia Tech. And you see with Suarez now in its setter trying to find the middles, Amanda. It hasn't been as easy without Mogridge today. Return there by Torrance. Carney goes over the block. Nice scoop by Suarez. Wow, the net key. That went into the net. Wake Forest putting up a good block.
I think it's after I said that they can't win the blocking battle. Now they're like, okay, we'll show you.
Best blocking team in the ACC coming in was Georgia Tech and Pitt. They were 1-2. Wake with already 2 blocks in this first set. That may never touched a Wake player, but it was right at the tape there. Long set, Bertolino. What a dig. That's Emma Farrell, her specialty. Suarez to Bertolino, and Farrell is everywhere. Now Carney, the roll shot. Back to it. Bertolino, the tip. Georgia Tech in system, and the back set is down. Manyang with her first.
What a rally for Farrell, and that's something that Coach Smart says you don't notice her until there's something wrong because she just makes everything look so easy. But that one, I'll have to say, that one did look tough. Let's look at that, just a tip. Give him that nice set, finding that hole.
And that helter-skelter play slowed down Frankie from covering.
Yep.
That was a wide-open shot. Kylie Adams continues to run this offense. No Ryan Baker, the last match plus. And a roof from Carney. The freshman rises up. This is an energized Wake Forest club tonight, Amanda. It's interesting. A good start for Wake.
This is what they need, too, because when you look at those lost sets against Florida State, they started down, 7-1, 5-0. So being competitive right off the gate, great.
They have a double touch there deep in the pocket of the setter. So Wake Forest's largest lead now at 3. And that'll force a substitute in the back row, Darren Schuker, the freshman setter. So we're seeing here Michelle Collier making a couple of changes here in set 1. Right off the tape, Schuker's first set, over the middle. Now Carney to the back line, point Wake Forest. And what a start here at the media timeout. Demon Deacons out hitting the Yellow Jackets in the first set. And we'll step aside. It's Wake up 4, battling number 11 Georgia Tech. Plenty of fun here on Sunday in Winston-Salem.
We're here. We're together. Our daughters. Up in that room. We're doing an exorcism. Once we start, we're not stopping.
Shall we begin?
Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Signor Mayor, with this tower, I will make Pisa world famous. And you?
You can see towers like this in Rome, in Venice, in Florence.
But this one's round.
No, I don't know. Maybe a Red Bull will help you see it from a different slant.
Yes, I got it. We'll build it like this.
Perfetto!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Okay, again, this is a status bar, this is a search bar. Let's know the difference, okay?
Social media. It can be overwhelming for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Now, what does it mean to slide into someone's DMs? It sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, we're not ready for that.
As a team, we'll get there.
It might be a fruit emoji, but that doesn't mean they're talking about fruit.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Okay, do you really think we need 47 photos of fun dinner at Pam's?
Yes.
No.
Wake Forest leading Georgia Tech by 4 here in set 1. A slow start for Michelle Collier's club, 5 hitting errors in the first points. Wake Forest, meanwhile, continuing this rise in the ACC. You see the 6, the 8 wins in conference, and this may be Randy Smart's best team in 23.
You talk about there's 3 ACC teams in the top 11 in the country right now. It's a tough conference to play in, and her ability to be moving up each year. She says she wants to be in the middle of the ACC, and that's not unattainable right now.
And I think she knew she was on camera there. That's awareness from the coaching side of things. New center in. Georgia Tech going to Darren Schuker, the freshman. Bertolino off the double. That is in. Nice response on the back set. We have seen, though, in this first set, Wake making things hard on Georgia Tech to score.
This was almost an awkward-looking hit here. Rolled right off the right part of her hand. Good placement, whether that was on purpose or not.
Now Bertolino's excellent at the service line. Leads the ACC in aces. And Frankie hits one off the shoulder that goes out. Nice swing from the senior middle.
Now that was quick. That was very quick. I don't think the best libero could have been able to get that one quick. Look at here. Just, what a quick set, too.
Frankie earned the spot start on Friday. 8 kills, hit over 300, and is making an impact this weekend.
And I think that's something that Smart said. They've been really competitive during practice because Frankie hasn't been getting those touches, and now she's earning it.
Here's Crawford over the double. Oh, nice block. Good hands by Bozy, the middle. As a sophomore to Troy, Ohio. She steps up big with that roof. This is Bozy's first real action since mid-September. We noted no Liv Mogridge in the middle, so a couple of new pieces for Georgia Tech today. Farrell saved it, and that is in. Nice shot by the Yellow Jackets in transition.
Just taking advantage of those opportunities when they can.
Larissa Mendez, two-time freshman of the week. She'll definitely be on the all-freshman team in a few months here. Overpass, put away. Deandra Pierce with the dump down. And now Georgia Tech getting points on serve.
That was the plan, to serve aggressively, get them out of system, and see if they can set something up as aggressively as they can.
There's Pimentel on the float. Adams, the back set. Fish off hands, point Wake Forest. What have you thought about the balance of the Demon Deacon offense today?
I think the balance has been good in the sense of they've been able to get a dig, get a set. Might not be the prettiest, but that's something that Coach Smart said. They can win those ugly rallies. 5
players with a kill today for Wake. Pierce in the middle is dug up. Right hands by Willock. And the joust is won by Georgia Tech. Mendez gets the point. Larissa Mendez is a freshman. So much awareness at the night. I love watching her play.
Coach Collier is saying that she's been able to transition to this team so easily because of the Brazilian background. She's been used to that type of play and really embracing her role as a freshman.
Spends countless hours with Claudio Pinheiro, former national team coach for Brazil, now the assistant for Michele. Suarez on the float serve. Oh, that's a tight set for Fish, and she beats the double. Good swing by the freshman. That's big shoes to fill. Peyton Seuss, the former right side, 3-year starter. And there's Fish stepping up.
I mean, that's a big block right there, but a powerful swing, squeezing its way through.
Wake is hitting 250 in set 1. Wow, that's blasted. Manyang with her second kill. And when Georgia Tech's in system, this is a tough team to stop.
You have to kind of feed off that energy, is what Smart was saying, is, you know, even their energy is going against you. You have to use it to help yourself and stop those long rallies.
Ogogar hits the antenna, then hits the post. Point Georgia Tech back even at 18. With Wake running the 5-1, one setter, that means that Kylie Adams going to have to defend the net here the next few points. Never easy for the balanced Georgia Tech offense. Here's Adams teeing up the slide, and it's roofed. Bertolino gives Georgia Tech the lead.
Just shut down at the net, and that's a tough swing. Emmy can swing it, and she's seen success with that swing route there, and shut down at the net.
We have a timeout for Wake Forest. Georgia Tech, led by its head coach, Michele Collier, has lived internationally with some great Brazilian players. Michele, of course, played for the national team, but here's the lineup of Brazilians. This is like watching the World Cup. Claudio Pinheiro, her lead assistant. Of course, Vinny Bejan, another assistant coach. But I want to dive back to some history here. Julia Bergman, All-American, just graduated. And Mariana Brambila, both those are playing internationally right now. This is a neat culture for the Brazilian Georgia Tech club.
And I think that's helped build this team because people are learning new styles of play from internationally, from other parts of the country even. And that, as we see now in the number 11 team in the country, it can make for a well-rounded team and your ability to bring players in without any drop-off.
Bergman's playing in Turkey right now internationally, and you'd imagine there's many more coming with her success. Because look at this currently on today's roster. Brazil, New Zealand, Argentina, and Turkey. 1, I need the bonus miles from Michele Collier. But 2, there is a sense of culture and diversity that comes together on this roster.
And a lot of these international players are the younger ones that are able to make an impact right away. So clearly they're learning something important over there to be able to transition collegiately pretty seamlessly.
Larissa Mendez, the Brazilian freshman, is one of the standouts, of course. And we'll see here Georgia Tech on a nice run to retake the lead. A 3-0 run. Now Tamara Otene, the New Zealand product, continues this service rally. Adams goes outside. Crawford with the kill. That's a net touch as well. Point Wake Forest.
They needed a spark, tying it back up at 19. Now they need an aggressive serve.
Randy Smart said this week, focused a lot, Wake Forest, on playing these 19-20-20 simulations in practice, how you live up in these tight moments.
You can only simulate it so much.
Will certainly help as Wake's up 1.
That's something Paige added 2 service aces last week, and she's doing the same thing today, which just builds momentum, not only the point, but momentum here to take the lead here. What an aggressive serve. Smart saying they wanted to push these Georgia Tech players back, make them uncomfortable, go for their shoulder, go over their heads. Aggressive serves can help them take the lead here.
So that's Wake's second ace, and an important one now as Georgia Tech calls timeout. It was interesting coming in. Wake had served the ball well, but in terms of aces, they were dead last in the ACC. This is a big step here in set 2.
And that's what Coach Martin said all week. They've been serving in practice and making sure it's aggressive, whether that's, where they need to serve exactly, how far they're pushing players back. So you can see that practice paying off here today so far.
It's been a long time, 2018, last time Wake beat Georgia Tech. These numbers are a little reversed of what you'd think coming in, given how these teams have played. It shows a lot of what Wake Forest has done in this first set. Last year, Wake hit -100 in the loss to Georgia Tech in 3 sets. That was in Atlanta. A little different story today, at least early, here in Winston-Salem.
I know Coach Martin said they're trying to keep them to 13 kills per set. So far, so good.
Georgia Tech has 10 kills with Pierce and Bertolino. And then Olivia Fish, the freshman on that right side, has 3 for Wake Forest. Crawford back to the service line. Bertolino hits it in. Great shot from the junior.
Shutting down Wake Forest momentum here with this big swing. Big hole, just didn't get a touch, couldn't slow it down.
Those are the swings that 3-time All-American Julia Bergman took last year. 4.5 points a set for Georgia Tech. Now the serve specialist, Liz Patterson, in. Ogogar off the block, and that falls down.
Finding some success over there. And she normally averages around 3 kills per set. She's got 4, I believe, now.
Wake is hitting incredible, 260 in set 1. And 4 points away from the set. As the reigning freshman of the year, Emma Farrell, serves it up. Like a golf course in Italy on a Ryder Cup Sunday, this place goes quiet. Bertolino brings it to life with a hitting error. Point Wake Forest.
Yeah, there was a touch on that block.
Oh, great catch.
That's what happens when they're able to get a great serve reception.
So it is point Georgia Tech. Yep, good call. 21-21 as our scorekeepers get updated. Our ESPN crew, they were on. They did the point right away. Big serve here for Shukar. Oh, trouble for Wake. Torrance couldn't find it. That's a huge ace for Georgia Tech.
Well, Let's look at that touch on the last play. Big swing. Watch the blockers for Wake Forest. You can see those fingers go right off.
So Ryan Baker was in for a few points. Now Adams returns. Targets Torrance again. Adams goes to Frankie. Good save. Bertolino on the tip. Out to Carney. Georgia Tech in system here. Back set. And it goes through Crawford's hands. 2 points from the set.
Able to get those touches. There's a great dig by Georgia Tech's defense. Big kill from the right side. Great set. They've been able to set themselves up, and that's what Coach Smart was saying. They're able to stay in system regardless of the swing that they might receive.
You know a match is intense when there's 3 timeouts called in the first set. Gives you a sense of how important this match is.
Yes, within like 5 points, we've been taking these timeouts, getting everybody together. You saw Ryan Baker come in there, like you said, and Kylie also come back in. And Coach Smart said that having Kylie in has given Ryan a different perspective from the sidelines to be able to slow down the game a little bit. So hopefully that's what she's feeling when she comes in.
10 assists for Adams in that first set. Georgia Tech, a balanced offense. We've noted that coming in. But when you average 14 kills a set like the Yellow Jackets do, it is tough to stop. They have 13 in this first set, sitting just a few points away from putting away set 1. Right now for Georgia Tech, one of the best resumes in the country. 3 ranked wins. They have held opponents to a low hit percentage, and that's not necessarily the case in this first set. And yet, Georgia Tech finding ways to win.
Yeah, and there's been a milestone within a milestone this season for them. They had 3 consecutive top 15 wins this season for the first time ever. So even though they've already been getting better each year, they're still playing at their best this year.
Wait, we got to do high fives like the players. There you go.
Okay.
Boom. With Amanda Poole, I'm Evan Budrovich. Everett Hutto and staff leading the production. And here we go. 2-point lead here in Varsity Arena. Overpass. That's put away. Set point, Yellow Jackets.
They gave it right back to Ava Torrance. She struggled with that last serve reception. They're going to keep targeting her.
Well, not an ace. It is effective. And here is set point for Shukor. Right into the net. Big break for the Demon-Deacons.
That's what's going to happen when you try to serve aggressively. Those service errors are going to come more frequently.
So Wake setter now in the back row here, Kylie Adams. Here is set point number 2. Options for Shukor. Back set. Dug out Farrell. Chance to swing for the set.
Ooh.
That's tipped. Little joust kept up. Crawford. Now freed over. Back set, Bertolino terminates set 1.
That's what you get with that free ball. They were able to set something up perfectly. Big swing.
Georgia Tech, their offense came. So here we go. Georgia Tech, 25-22. And now we begin set 2. That's an overpass. And a point for Wake Forest. Illegal lift. Yeah, that was a back row attack on the setter. Good return by Bertolino. Crawford keeps it up. Adams saves it. And Frankie frees it over. In system, the block is strong. Here's Bertolino. Off Carney. Nice rally point for Georgia Tech.
Talk about the highs and the lows of a young team, but then you've got this senior setter coming in and bringing that experience. Let's take a look at that. Big dig. Almost a shank, but nope, they keep it alive. Big middle. Then the outside. Smack that off the blocker's hands.
Bertolino just served into the net to even set 2. Bertolino was excellent at serving. Top 15 in the country in service aces. Paige Barsh of Boise State has 50 aces in the first month and a half.
Wow.
Incredible.
Georgia Tech with 4 service errors compared to Wake Forest 1 right now.
Nice hands by Frankie. Now a joust, make it 2. It's won by the senior for Wake Forest.
Let's take a look at this from this level. Little joust. Olivia Frankie barely has to jump to get over that net. It's insane.
6'4" seniors hitting .330 this year, having a nice last month. As Adams hits it off the roof, it falls straight down. Really no chance to adjust for that. Those are speakers that actually are right on top of the middle of the return area. So it makes it loud in here, but it shoots the ball right down. On the campus of Wake Forest at Reynolds Gym, Varsity Arena. Olivia Fish, who had a nice first set with 3 kills, is dug out. And Mendez tips short. Adams in system. Crawford is roofed. Wow, DeAndre Pierce with the hands, and Mendez right there.
DeAndre really been able to come in and step up when needed, shutting him down.
That's a solo block from Mendez. Remember, Georgia Tech, opponents only hit 133. It's hard to score until Fish breaks the double right there. Olivia Fish having a strong freshman campaign. 2.5 points a set for the freshman of Seymour, Indiana. Had 9 kills Friday. Frankie just over the tape. Nice dig from Frankie. Now it's Crawford from the 10-foot line. That's out. Wake Forest's second hitting error of the set. And the way Georgia Tech digs so many balls, it puts a ton of pressure on your outside pin hitters.
It's like you don't get any breaks. You know, no days off, no breaks. The ball's coming back over more times than not.
Here's Mendez, the true freshman. Fish, a fellow freshie, finds a perfect spot. Nice dump point.
Her efficiency has been really great for a freshman, being able to have 4 kills on just 8 attempts, hitting 38%. Just great ball placement.
It's a good cut angle there from Fish.
To be able to see that as a freshman.
I like my fish sauté, but it could be cut up too if you need it to be. As a veteran, Ava Torrance serves it up. Long run from Soares, and a nice set there, finding Otene. A quiet first set for Otene, but now 3 kills.
Let's take a look at that big swing. Block just couldn't get there in time.
A float here from Otene. Crawford, tight to the antenna, and she's roofed. That time it was Pierce with the block. Wow, 5 blocks today for Georgia Tech. Ryan Baker back in at setter, and that goes off the hands. Good tool by Ogogar, who's been fed consistently on the slide today.
Yeah, 4 kills, only 1 error on 5 attempts. Her efficiency is through the roof.
When Ogogar faced Georgia Tech last year, she only had 3 kills. They quieted the middles in that 3-set sweep. Could be in for a different result today. Very competitive first set. Carney wins the joust, and the freshman puts Wake in front.
Coach Smart said she was working with Ava Carney about how not to let your emotions fall on the success of your kill or your block. You have to move through these sets despite how you as an individual are performing.
And an assist to the tape, because that ball was going to roll out, and it shot right down off the net. There's an ace for Wake Forest as the lead extends. There's also a push-up contest going on the Wake bench over there. It's interesting, Georgia Tech does push-ups as a punishment for missed serves. Wake does push-ups as a reward for good serving.
Don't know how that works.
Both teams are going to get very strong after this match. You see another service error, gives it right back.
You're seeing a a lot of service errors that are going out instead of hitting the net because they're trying to serve aggressive. Just hard with that momentum. You want to try to carry that momentum, but when you have a service error, you can fall flat.
6 combined between the programs. Make it 7 as we play tag back and forth. You can tell the amount of stress on every swing for these servers today. So Pierce subs out. Here's Emma Farrell, who right now is 5th in the ACC in digs. That seems low by her standards. Led the conference a year ago. Good slide play. Now a tip. Here's Bertolino through the double. That shot into the out of the ballpark, basically. And nice kill.
They tried to get her out of system, but she passed it and laid it down and then laid it down again. She can be everywhere, quick to set up, have that powerful swing.
7 kills. Wow. Great point. Sydney Palazzolo of Notre Dame, 4.5 kills a set. That's the conference's leader, to give you some perspective on how well Bertolino is today. Baker in system. Nice hands from Bertolino. Suarez goes back set, and that is lovely. Good finish by Mendez.
Coach Smart was right. It is very hard to get this Georgia Tech team out of system. They seem to be able to have a great set followed by a great hit.
What a big year for Larissa Mendez as a true freshman coming in. Hitting over 300 in the ACC, which is hard to do for a 6 rotation. Wow, Carney rears up, and that falls in. Nice point from the Wake Forest outside. Carney, who set her spring as an early enrollee, getting extra practice. That'll pay off here.
Big wind up. You see her arms go all the way back. Big swing, giving Georgia Tech a little taste of their own medicine.
So Fish has 5, Ogogar 5, and Carney 3. Good balance from the Deacons. Mendez way out of there. Wanted a net touch, and a challenge is coming. Yeah, here's the challenge from Coach Collier. 2 challenges. You win the challenge, you keep it. You go 5 sets, you earn an additional challenge. You don't typically see a great hitter like that shank it past the far corner, so there may be some merit here. There is nonstop communication on that Georgia Tech side. A program that has now won 20 games consistently in the last 3 years, 20 matches.
All right, let's see what we have.
Maybe the fingertip of Frankie there. That's the only thing I see initially, but this angle may help.
I can't tell, but yeah, if it is, it would be Frankie there.
Here's the final verdict from Daniel Leake. There is a touch.
Wow.
Mendez knew it. She'll take that one to the bank. So Larissa Mendez up to 6 kills. Bertolino was 7. 2 heavy hitters for the Yellow Jackets today. And now Bertolino to serve. Adams on the back set. Oh, good coverage on the cut shot. That time, no touch.
That one was out.
Collier is asking her team, and they say don't challenge, so it's point Wake Forest. Although if you keep winning the challenges, we could be here all night with the amount of shots that could be questioned. Randy Smart with some words for the R1. He says play continues. That's Wayne Clark. Carney with a nice serve that Frankie puts it away. Olivia Frankie, very productive these last 2 matches.
That's exactly what Coach Smart wants out of her. That middle room, very competitive during practice. Everybody trying to earn their time on the court, making them all-around better players.
With Ogogar back in, Frankie, the 3-year starter, has been in and out of the lineup this year. Nice hit to the far line. So Tene continues her hot streak. There's 4 kills on 7 swings. This is what makes Georgia Tech dangerous. 4 hitters with 2 or more points per set. It comes from all different options.
You've been able to see Wake Forest spread the ball around as well.
Here's the ace of the staff, if you will, Paige Crawford. And Otene blasts it long, no touch. Wake Forest up 2. A Yellow Jacket team that's run the table since that lone loss to Georgia on September 15th. And have run the table on the road as well. Very difficult to do. Sawada is tight to the net. It won't matter. Good swing by Mendez to cut through the double.
Take a look at this. Yep, just the block wasn't closed. Emmy coming a little late there.
You see the sub in the middle checking in, Fado Manyang. And now into serve, Darren Shukor. She's out of Turkey. Beautiful back set, and that one blasted off Shukar. Point Olivia Fish.
Coming from a great serve receive from Ava Carney. Great pass to set that one up.
So Fish plays her 3 rotations and comes out, an impact freshman for the Deacons. Man, we could have a ton of all freshman players on this court today, including Mendez, who I'm just penciling in for freshman of the year in the ACC. Shukar goes backside. Baker into set. Oh, the freshman Carney says, don't forget about me. Big kill from the back row. We'll take the timeout. Ava Carney and crew come to play. Wake Forest looks to tie this at 1 set apiece, and we come back.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. You've been selected as Freddy's newest security guard. We're going to have so much fun together.
It's been a really weird night.
Sounds like Freddy's.
Rated PG-13.
Senior Mayor, with this tower, I will make Pisa world famous. And you?
Yeah, you can see towers like this in Rome, in Venice, in Florence.
But this one's round.
No, I don't know. Maybe a Red Bull will help you see it from a different slant.
Yes, I got it. We'll build it like this.
Perfetto!
Red Bull gives you wings.
It's a Super Sunday in the ACC. Cheerleaders, bands, and top programs in the conference. Right now, 2 of the top 5 teams meeting today. Georgia Tech up in set 1. Wake Forest now leading in set 2. And Randy Smart's club, a fantastic start to the year. 5-1 at home. That's their best start in her tenure. You sort of have the feeling this match will tell a lot about the Demon Deacons the rest of the way.
Yeah, Smart was saying that she's asking a lot of some really young players, and she doesn't even know what this team is capable of yet, which the unknown, you could find some success in the unknown.
Wake off the win against Clemson on Friday, now at 2-1. And point Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons have been first to 16 in both sets. How do they close out this set 2?
I think it's a matter of tough serving without the errors, and then being able to slow down these big hits by Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, meanwhile, swept Virginia Tech. They drove down yesterday. And in a tight one here in set 2. Manyang blasts one past Carney. Nice save by Farrell. Yellow Jackets back in system.
Dangerous free ball.
Blocked and kept up. Another tip. Ogogar roofed. Great hands by Pierce fighting that off.
Emmy was all over the net that rally. Let's take a look. Big middle block. That's a solo block for a Bogar. Then having to slide over and do it again. She was up in the air for most of that rally.
You touch that joust second, you have a great chance to win it. Good hands by Pierce. Baker now in at setter. Oh, bodies hit the floor. Little confusion here as Bertolino is kept up. Crawford, overpass. Carney touches. And a back row attack right on that 10-foot line. You have to stay behind it before launching.
That set was pretty short for her. She had to reach.
Randy Smart, who was a setter herself in college, likes the way Baker runs this offense, but now in a tight one, up 2. Here's Baker teeing it up. Great return, but that goes out, and a miss there by Shukar.
Bogar really likes coming out around that right side. A nice cut.
The West Virginia transfer making an impact on the slide tonight. Great point. Wake up 3 as Crawford serves. Wake Forest has not won a set against Georgia Tech in 4 years. This is a big moment. Carney is with a net touch of Georgia Tech. Gets the point. That was Manyang who's into the net.
Nice dig, pass, big swing.
On the way down,
yep.
Ran into the net on the way back. So Manyang subs out. Soares comes into the front row. This is a crucial juncture here for Wake Forest.
Ryan Baker's still in.
That's a great serve. Mendez from the back row. Here's Carney, off hands. What a dig. Wow. Otene kept it up. Bertolino to the back line. Baker the dump. Look at this. Bertolino off the hands. Farrell dives. Crawford does not clear. What a point for Georgia Tech.
Talk about getting both these teams out of rhythm. This is an ugly play. That's what Coach Smart calls an ugly play, and being able to win those. Georgia Tech coming up with this one, though.
You can call that Coach Poole as well. That was pretty ugly, but it worked for Georgia Tech. Those are the scrappy rally points that may decide this second set. And now Liz Patterson. She'll check in to serve out of Birmingham, Alabama. Baker back set. The slide is down. That was ruled down. Patterson thought she saved it.
That was close. That was really close.
Now you can challenge this for Georgia Tech, but it's a hard one to win. And let's take a look.
Patterson's yelling too. She's like, that was up. She's like, I got that. There's the dive with the flat hand for the pancake. Looks like it hit her hand to me.
We have a challenge here from Georgia Tech. I like that challenge.
She knows.
So is that more like a waffle or a pancake, or I don't know how you serve that one up. Depends how this ruling comes in.
That was all pancake.
Great reaction, though, to come in and keep that ball alive. It'll be called a replay if this call's overturned.
I mean, this was a play followed by a really intense rally. They're going to try to keep the momentum going here.
Patterson confident she saved that ball. Gives you a sense of how intense it is here in Reynolds Gym today. Maybe Wake's biggest home match of the season, and they're going point for point with Georgia Tech. The longer this goes, the more angles you look at. Just make you wonder, is this a clear enough angle for Daniel Leake to see it? I know it's only 2 weeks into conference, Amanda, but you see Georgia Tech, Louisville, Pitt, Florida State, all 3-0. This is a critical week for the NC States, the Wakes, the Notre Dames of the world to see where they sit in the middle of the league.
A lot of big games that maybe right now don't seem like a big game, but in that long run, it can really affect the conference implications and just where these teams want to be. Like I said, Coach Smart wants to be in the middle of the ACC, and this game could have a huge part in that.
This is entering today. Miami had a nice win over Duke. They've climbed back up in the top half. No conference tournament, of course, in the ACC, but if you want to be among those 3 elite programs, starting 3-1, starting 4-1, that'll really make an impact this first month. The ball is ruled down. So the call's confirmed. Ball down.
All right. That's a big momentum shift there, especially after that previous rally that Georgia Tech won.
Patterson with a look of disgust. I don't blame him. And now Wake Forest up 4. Big serve on rotation for Emma Farrell, the sophomore. Wow, this place went quiet quick. May have iced the server there, point Georgia Tech. Does that play a factor as a player?
A timeout or a long time waiting?
Long time in the replay, the quiet noise, all those factors?
Oh yeah, it's all mental. You know she gets the ball over. She can do it. It's just a matter of talking to yourself that you can do it.
Sawada is over the net. There's an overpass. Big point for Georgia Tech. And here's Bertolino picking up 9 kills, becoming more prominent in set 2.
You're kind of seeing that contrast between youth and experience, not only just on Wake Forest side, seeing the experience that Georgia Tech has with all these elite talents that are juniors and seniors, so many years playing in this league.
Carney, the tip over the triple. Frankie blocked. What a double tandem. That was the freshman Bosey with hands on.
Georgia Tech knew exactly where that ball was going. They were ready.
Wake calls a timeout after this huge block from Bertolino and Bosey. This reminds me of set 1. Wake was up 21-18, and then Georgia Tech came storming back. A similar moment here in set 2.
I think when Coach Smart was talking about the highs and lows of a team when with inexperience, these are those lows. When you can't finish, when you have to find a way, the grit, the hard work to be able to come up with these wins in these longer, tougher rallies.
Georgia Tech scratched across a 6-1 run to finish out that first set. Those numbers a little misleading. Not the best blocking team by percentage, but they've made an impact today. You have 17 blocks, a couple of points off the tool. It's been a good defensive effort from Georgia Tech. This run for Georgia Tech is nothing new. You look back to where it all started 4 years ago, winning the NIVC. It's led doors to NCAA trips, and most recently in 21 with Bergman and Brambila and that heavy-hitting offense. Elite 8 is not out of the question for a Georgia Tech program.
And when we were talking to Coach Collier about this, she was relating to Wake Forest and how they've been able to be on this upward trend. And she was like, we've been there. We know what it takes, and we know how hard these guys want it. So, I don't know, we're talking about these stats here, and we could see Coach Smart take this Wake Forest team on this trend to be in the same shoes one day.
Gives you a feel of this conference. Louisville actually beat Georgia Tech in the Elite 8 all those years ago. And then Louisville made it to the national championship with Pitt in the Final Four last year. So there are some big programs at the top of the ACC. 2 good ones here. 1-point game, second set. Baker off her line. Carney's roll shot scooped up by Suarez, who tackles Bertolino. And Mendez able to clear it. Frankie's slide is scooped up. Back row attack. Back row for Wake. Triple is out. No touch. Point Georgia Tech. And Randy Smart brings out the green card. There's the challenge. This is a critical challenge here for Wake Forest.
Yeah, I'm getting deja vu. Wasn't it 1919 a set ago?
Yeah, rule on the net touch, just to clarify.
All right, let's take a look. There's the set, big swing. Definitely lands out.
Yeah, Randy even noted wanting a touch here, whether that was a net touch or the back touch from Pimentel. Net seems pretty steady.
Yeah.
Pimentel would then be the next variable. Didn't see a change in direction either, but hard to tell.
She calls it out right away.
Well, as they should. I've never seen a back row player unless you're in that one State Farm
I like
commercial.
to assume the best, okay? Let's take a look at the net here. Yeah, I don't see the net move, like we've said.
Net steady. Oh. Now the ball's already out of play there, so it wouldn't count. Okay, point Wake Forest. Wait, hold on. Oh. You see Randy Smart taking off her jacket like, wait a second. There was a net touch? There was no touch from Pimentel. That was the clarification. And that's what Coach Collier is saying. The ball's already out of play. They've already landed, and then the touch.
Such a big moment in this set as well.
And until that ball hits the floor, it is live for a net violation.
Which we definitely saw it shake.
The ball was still in play by the time it was touched. Wow, that's a big call for Wake Forest. You see Wayne Clark there explaining to the captain, Bertolino, which I understand her frustration with the front line of Georgia Tech.
She's asking for a replay.
Let's now kind of sync these shots together. When the net touches, when the ball lands, and that may help explain it a little further.
Let's look at this. See when the ball lands, when they touch.
Maybe simultaneously there?
Yeah.
I know in baseball it's
same
tie
time.
go to the runner. It seems in volleyball it's very similar. And Collier knows her team's now down 2 on a call that could have gone either way. Okay, who can take advantage of the momentum here? Both coaches getting their 50 cents or 2 cents in. Feels more like 50 cents, the way each team has had a few words for the umpire.
Yeah, Bertolino's still talking to the ump. Now she's walking back. Nice little conversation.
Well, here we go. Kylie Adams to serve with Wake up 2. This is a feisty match. 2 competitive sets so far. Suarez in system. Somehow avoids the net, and Mendez is tipped. Overpass. Now Carney rolls it deep. Suarez goes near side. Little tip drill. Options. Fish off hands. Carney. Too easy. Bump set. Bertolino blocked. Wow, big moments from the freshman Ava Carney. Timeout, Georgia Tech.
Now, if there is a play that you feed off of, that's the one.
What a time for Wake's 3rd block of the match. Maybe the biggest here from Ava Carney.
Let's take a look. Just, the ball had no chance. How quickly she's able to get off the ground and get into that full press position, that speed, helping to bring that ball down.
Randy Smart said Ava Carney had the best vertical, the most explosive jump of any freshman she's ever seen. That was on full display at a key moment.
Some of that stuff you can't coach, too. God-given abilities and pure athleticism.
You see Coach Jake Hong leading this discussion. What a critical juncture here for Wake Forest. You fall behind 2-0 in sets. This match is essentially over.
And here we go, talking about serving again and how crucial this is. They have to have that balance between staying aggressive so that they don't get clobbered with a Georgia Tech hitter, but also they can't lose momentum. They can't miss the serve.
What a similar point to set 1. 21-19 that time.
Yep.
And Georgia Tech pulled it out, 25-22. These are the moments Randy Smart noted in the offseason in our conversations of losing 4 ACC matches by a combined 8 points. That might play a factor here down the stretch.
A lot of motivating factors headed into this season. They were picked to be 9th in the ACC. She's like, you know what, let's go show people what we're made of. And this is the chance right here.
3-point swing for the Lima Deacons. Bertolino clears the block and a net touch on Carney. Bianca Bertolino with her 10th kill, continuing a nice effort.
Only 1 error, too. She's been pretty efficient.
Bertolino leads the ACC in points per set. That continues. Frankie in the middle. Wake, 3 points through the set.
Coach Smart said that they've been working on those one-on-one defensive plays and one-on-one offensive plays, and that's what it was, one-on-one, and Frankie comes up with the point.
Remember, Liv Mogridge, the middle, is out today for Georgia Tech, so a young middle in Anna Bozy. Kalani Willock on service. Pretty good one. Mendez bangs one out of play. That hit Wake Forest first, and then the antenna, correct?
They're confused. Both teams
No,
are
it hit the
confused.
antenna first. My apologies. This might get challenged. Point, Lima Deacons. Georgia Tech has 1 challenge remaining, so they might have to hold on to this. Instead, the play continues. Oh, it gives it right back to Georgia Tech. The ball don't lie sometimes. 23-20.
Let's take a look at that ball hitting the antenna right here.
Oh, yeah, antenna first.
Antenna first.
Good catch. Great replay. Here we go. 23-20 late in set 2. Trouble for Willock. Crawford cuts it over. Nice save, Bertolino. Mendez plays it deep. Adams the back set. Options. No hands. Set point, Wake Forest.
You've got Kalani Willock in there right now, and she's a player that Coach Smart said is the true leader on this team, that everybody plays better when she's on the court, and you can see that since she's gotten in here.
Set point, Deacons. Soares.
Great pass.
Nice kill. Wait, that's still alive. Oh, the ball's up. Soares again. Oh, hold on. It is ruled down. Our R1, our lead referee, Wayne Clark, ruled that a down touch. It hit the ground. We had, let's see if this stays up. Hand, then foot.
It kind of rolled off her leg there, which could be a lift.
If it goes straight to the foot, it's fair game, but if it hits a body part first, that's a good catch. So we have a break in the action here, 24-21.
Again, another break in the action.
Our R2, Daniel Leake, will look this over.
4 challenges so far in this game.
Gives you a sense of how hard it is to hit the floor today between these two programs.
Yeah, each challenge I feel like has come by, you know, a power kill that is just moving too fast you can't see, or a pancake dive where the ball's moving too fast you can't see.
Or a hip check kick to see if it hit the ankle first.
Talk about effort, though. I feel like that's the biggest thing we're seeing. Everybody's leaving it all out there, knowing how close these sets have been.
Oh, and someone's fantasy football team has had a big impact there. You see Lamar Jackson in the background. He just jumped on his phone. Here comes the final ruling. Maybe he saw the official review.
Yeah.
They could elect to replay the point, and they will.
All right.
So for the moment, take the point off for Georgia Tech and redo it. Set point, Wake Forest. Suarez. Mendez dug up to swing for the set. Blocks. Pierce extends it.
That's 8 blocks for Georgia Tech so far. They come at the perfect times.
24-21. And here comes the serve specialist, Lauren Sandin, out of Ashburn, Virginia. Georgia Tech, the second best serving team in the ACC, needs a run here. Set point, Wake. Fish. Kept alive. Farrell to dig. Here's Crawford. Blocked again. Pierce makes it 24-22.
She has taken advantage of her time on this court today. Let's see this block again.
Oh, that was all hand.
Just one hand. All it took was just one hand from her to shut that one down.
Another timeout here. Wow, it's hard to earn a set in this matchup this weekend.
9 blocks from Georgia Tech so far. They've all come at very pivotal moments, I feel like.
Remember, Liv Mogridge is out, so this is a really big moment for DeAndre Pierce. Her best outing this year was against Penn State. A couple of blocks, had 5 kills. Only averages a block per set, but what a performance from DeAndre Pierce today.
Yeah, the transfer from Texas, they've got a couple transfer portal people on this team. So much talent there. We were talking to Coach Collier earlier, and I was like, you think about transfer portal, you think basketball and football, but there's some key positions you need to fill. A lot of players looking to find their new homes, and ACC is a good one.
Right now, the #1 rated RPI conference in the country, the ACC. It's 2 weeks in the conference. You're learning a lot about these programs today.
Yeah, just week 2 of conference play, and I feel like this week 3 will really we'll find some answers to how some of this will shake out.
Wake Forest, in fact, entered this week with the best RPI of any team in the ACC. They were top 10.
Wow.
Learn a lot about both these programs the next few points. 2 straight blocks from Pierce. Here is set point, Wake Forest. Crawford kept alive. Bertolino. Otene is blocked. Wake Forest takes set 2. Paola Pimentel out of Rio de Janeiro. She had 10 digs on Friday. Serves it up and gets it started right to the net. Point Wake Forest. We have seen a high number of service errors from Georgia Tech today, and that was by design, looking to get Wake Forest out of system.
Yep, they've got 2 service errors with 2 aces, or 6 service errors with 2 aces right now.
First swing of the set and a kill for Leah Harper. This is her first rotation in. Nice outside attack from the Martinsburg, West Virginia product. Only played in 10 matches all of last year, and this is a big sub in set 3.
Sometimes you just need more bodies to go around. Different looks, see what you got. And clearly, Coach Collier has confidence in her depth.
A Georgia Tech team that typically only plays 8 or 9. They're going a little deeper today. Wow, this ball was kept up. Farrell the bump. That should have been 4 touches. Instead, it goes out. It was 4 touches.
She was trying to stay away from those blockers, but just turned her shoulders a little bit too much.
Lauren Sandin now into serve. This is a Michelle Collier club that has pressed every button to try new equations in these first 3 sets. Adams back in at center. Fish is roofed. That's on the Georgia Tech side. Point Wake Forest.
Blockers just needed to be a little bit closer to the net. Close down on that block. Reach over the net there.
Every time I watch Pierce jump, I think it's a roof. She was amazing at the end of set 2. She has 3 of them herself. Tough serve. Carney tried to save it, and that's a point for Georgia Tech. Leah Harper's coming out party was against nationally ranked San Diego. 7 kills in that 3-set win. That's the type of weapons Georgia Tech has in the ancillary, right? That B or C team that can come in and make things happen.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Price, who hasn't seen that much action compared to the other players. They can compete at that high level regardless of who they're playing.
That was a huge opening weekend. Beat Penn State, beat South Florida, and beat San Diego. Bertolino the tip. Good reaction by Frankie.
Let's take a look at Frankie's block here. Staying up in the air just a little bit longer to grab that ball.
I want to know how long her wingspan is, because those hands just stuck up long enough. Rosales goes outside. Another nice hand. Bertolino off the top. Crawford, nice swing. Paige Crawford, she's got 4 kills for Wake Forest.
She hasn't been the most efficient on offense, but when she's swinging like that, right between the blockers there, she's got 16 attempts and just 4 kills.
Wake's been living in the middles today. Ogogar's been big. Frankie has had success. More pin hitter heavy. Oh. Carney lost her space on the court. That would have gone out, and it's a point for Georgia Tech.
Carney have been doing a lot on offense and defense, running around that back row there.
That's a true freshman in Ava Carney. And now a first-year presence, Deandra Pierce, who played just 1 set at Texas last year. Not the reason she wore number 1. That's because she's a great blocker. And that swing breaks through the block. 2 kills for Crawford in this set. What have you seen from Wake Forest today, Amanda, to pull out set 2 and now ahead in set 3?
I think they're swinging just as hard as Georgia Tech. I think that the main focus was, we got to slow down the ball. We have to have this defense. But Wake Forest has been able to be just as aggressive.
Nice save there from Carney, setting up the offense. Excellent dive by Sandin. The dump is scooped out. Crawford blasts an overpass. Chance here. Oh, what a roof. Bertolino with the hands. Preseason All ACC with the stuff.
See, Emmy's trying to come around, do that slide again, but they were expecting it this time, following her.
That's a great point. Bertolino literally shifts to the net as that ball gets set. Read those trends, and Ogogar's been busy. Third block for Bertolino. Now an ace for Georgia Tech. That goes into the seats.
Just their 3rd service ace of the game. Such an aggressive service day that we've seen, yet not that many aces. Just we can tell by the reception that's a tough one.
Eloise Soares comes back. She's from Joinville, Brazil, right in the middle of the country. And throws into the net. Typically a strong serving team. You saw the Nugget leads the ACC in serving. Today, though, the 7 errors have played a little bit of a factor for Wake Forest.
You got to wonder with some of these errors, too, for the visiting team. Does the home crowd have an effect? I know Coach Smart was talking about how she's really been impressed with the outcome of fans coming out, people having to be turned away last weekend.
There's a kill from Mendez. Great point. One of the larger home crowds this year for Wake. Off their best non-conference start under Coach Smart at 9-2. Both these teams almost ran the table in non-conference. Georgia Tech's lone loss to Georgia. Wake Forest lost to Kennesaw and Western Michigan. Wow, what a blasted serve. Soares. Great dig, Crawford. Carney rolls it over. Look at this back row swing. Bertolino, the missile. That goes out. What a weapon from the back row. Give her 12.
Paige Crawford helping out in that back row. She's got 8 digs so far, 5 kills. Able to move around quickly there.
That's a swing that reminds me of Julia Bergman, the All-American 6 rotation for Georgia Tech last year. A little off balance on that jump serve. Crawford hits the net, and it falls in. That thing is ricocheting for days.
Swing hard enough, it'll fall over.
You almost have to grab that net at the bottom. It's still moving. The one time you're allowed to touch the net.
Yeah.
Keep shaking. There are some rocketed shots here between Wake and Georgia Tech here in set 3. And here's Emma Farrell. Suado's back set. Oh, Mendez is moved. How about Carney with Wake Forest's 5th block?
Take a look at this, her 3rd block. Way to turn her body in, too. That's a big thing, to be able to get not only there, but get in position and be able to turn your arms in to really direct the block.
15 combined blocks today. Great hands if that serve goes out. On one hand, that has led to tougher serving, which has led to more back and forth points. There has not been a larger gap more than 4 this entire match.
And it feels like that.
That was not said last year. Georgia Tech, a clean sweep. There's an ace. A good one from Pimentel. This is the Georgia Tech you come to expect. 2 to 3 aces per set. Great serving team. And with that bumblebee top for the libero jersey, I love it. That serve goes into the net. That honeycomb look that's stitched in.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's on brand right there.
And then Farrell with the ombre sleeves. I like that too.
Fashion is a whole new thing.
Liberos get to really set themselves apart when it comes to that.
Wake looking like the New York Yankees with the all-white for Farrell there. Oh, nice play. Better swing from Harper. That was all set up by the middle, bringing attention.
Beautiful set. Little misdirection there. Blockers didn't know where to go. Let's take a look. She sets. Even the setter looking like she's going to make that quick middle set. Goes to outside, get the skill.
And Frankie's eyes went, oh boy. Just veered to the right. Knew she had no chance to help. Adams has to bump this up. And it's over.
Dangerous free ball again.
That goes through the block. Point Georgia Tech, who's now hitting .225 as a team.
Deandra Pierce making herself known. Doing a little what a Gogar does, swinging around there, getting through the blockers.
Largest lead of the set for the Yellow Jackets. Will subtract by 1 as Carney gets the kill. That's 6 kills. Look at the balance here. 7-7, 6-6-6 for Wake Forest.
Yeah, Carney going up against this freshman setter. 5'11", can't get up there.
That is the challenge in these one-setter rotations. You leave your block a little exposed. That serve goes out. Wake with its 6th service error. The days of going 1-1, ace to air, I think are over in college volleyball. It's so much tougher to serve.
I think you emphasize it a lot more than people used to, in the sense of you really do have to get some teams out of system or else you don't stand a chance.
A turn here for a 10A. Crawford through the double team. That's like a locomotive coming full speed at the net.
Let's see. Good bump set. Placement. Able to do a little run and start on that one.
Now Frankie's turn. Tight set. Oh, what a save.
Defense.
Adams in system. Crawford through the double is down. Paige Crawford, a busy 3rd set. She now has a team best 8 kills.
Yeah, she wasn't doing this in the first 2 sets. She's really coming out here in set 3.
Bertolino with the double. Crawford again. 3 straight points for the Wake sophomore.
They're really taking advantage of that freshman setter up there in the front row, swinging it off her hands.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. We got a tight one here in set 3. All even at 13 apiece.
We're here. We're together. Our daughters. Up in that room. We're doing an exorcism. Once we start, we're not stopping.
Shall we begin?
Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Signor Mayor, with this tower, I will make Pisa world famous. And you?
Yeah, you can see towers like this in Rome, in Venice, in Florence.
But these ones round.
No, I don't know. Maybe a red bull will help you see it from a different slant.
Yes, I got it. We'll build it like this.
Perfetto!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot, you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Dead even here in Winston-Salem. Now in set 3, 13 apiece. It's because of Wake Forest's balance this afternoon. Paige Crawford leads David Eakins with 9, and you look up and down this list, a ton of hitters stepping up.
Yeah, and not only on the kill side of things, but every hitter that has some kills has a block to go with it. So they're moving around, covering that net pretty fiercely.
Osadas goes outside, and Bertolino blasts one for a kill. That's 13 for the Georgia Tech outside hitter. So much composure, confidence for Bertolino, the captain. More of a defensive-minded back row player last year behind Brambila and Bergman, now becoming a key hitter. Here's Crawford doing the same. Nice save of Tene. And Bertolino gets hands to the net. Point Georgia Tech. What a nice rally for the Yellow Jackets.
Georgia Tech winning the first set with 15 kills. Wake Forest holding them to 11 kills in the second set. Now Georgia Tech is up to 8 kills so far this round.
Crawford. What a tremendous swing from the 10-foot line.
Crawford really stepping up in set number 3. She went a little quiet in those first 2. Look how far the setter goes. Great shot.
This is the confidence Randy Smart had in her setter. Kylie Adams getting the start the last 2 matches. Ryan Baker now in rotation. A little more size at the net. She'll get tested. The Gogar helps. Crawford on the touch. Great save. Sandin kept it alive. Crawford again. Off hands.
Yep.
Paige Crawford with 5 kills in this set. This has all the feels of 23-25 every set the rest of the way. No easy points. Here's a tip. Another chance for Bozy. Crawford. What a busy set 3 for the captain, Paige Crawford.
They're going to just keep feeding her, especially when they get out of system. They know that Paige is there to clean it up, which she has been doing. And they're also giving themselves a chance when they're softening Bertolino's hits with those blocks. Gives them a chance to set something up and get Paige.
First lead of the set for Wake Forest since it was 1-0. I'm in a soccer mindset. Since it was 1-0. Ava Torrance now in to serve. Georgia Tech has sided out 60% of the time. They'd love to do one here and get back on serve. Baker, Crawford, off balance, and no touch. Point Georgia Tech, that needed it at 16. And you saw Baker set it wide. Crawford wanted to come in. A little off balance there.
Coach Smart said that they were working on offensive connections this week as well as defense, because last week they were so focused on when the setter got out of rotation, taking that first touch, but this week they wanted to focus on offensive connection.
Farrell calls the bump. Into the triple. Wow, Mendez and crew on the roof.
I'm looking at Paige, and I just look up, and there's 3 white jerseys, like a big wall there. I think they had a feeling that Wake Forest was going to give Paige the ball again. Ooh, I don't know how you would swing through that one.
That soft touch to the right was wide open, but sometimes you want to bang it through a wall.
I didn't know there was triple team in volleyball. I thought that was only basketball.
There's another triple. Chance here, Bertolino. Georgia Tech slowing down the Wake offense. Waiting to a one-on-one swing, and a kill. Wake ran out of room.
Again, trying to slow down Bertolino's swings, but that one, she used it well, worked it off the hands of the blockers.
15 kills for Bertolino.
Timeout, Wake Forest. What has Georgia Tech done to change this set? How has Georgia Tech changed this set?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, momentum has just been clear. They're up 2 now. This has been back and forth, but I think they've given Bertolino the ball, and she's been able to do what she does with 15 kills, only 1 error. She's been incredibly efficient, and then they've been able to shut down Paige this last point. Now they're starting to catch on to what Wake Forest is trying to do.
What a match for Bertolino so far. A match-high 15 kills.
3 blocks to go along with it, 7 digs, 2 assists. She's doing everything, as most of their players do, because they go all the way around. So versatile.
We knew Bertolino one of the best in the ACC. But it's been a blocking as well, not just swinging for Georgia Tech.
One of 2 team captains, a leader out there.
Ooh. That's a great cut angle shot. And the way this court is so condensed here in Varsity Arena, you do wonder, one of these days someone's going to climb the steps and try to fling it back into play.
I mean, they've come close a couple times. I mean, all day there has been wild hits, launching the ball to the speakers on the ceiling, bouncing off someone's leg and ankle, into the stands multiple times. A lot of power behind these hits today.
This is a packed environment here in Winston-Salem. And Bianca Bertolino, Paige Crawford put it on a show. This ties Bianca's season high, by the way, 15 kills. So she'll shatter that tonight. There is Eloise Soares to serve. Baker, the back set. Nice block of the slide. Guess who? It's Bertolino.
They were ready for it. Her 4th block of the day.
This is
That's also a season high
for Georgia Tech.
She had 3 blocks, now she's got 4. Racking up the points.
Wake desperately needs a good swing. Carney is kept up. Nice save by Pimentel. Blasted into Farrell. Here's Crawford. Rolls it over the triple. There's the real estate.
You talk about one team knowing what the other team is going to do, and now we're seeing that on top of it. Great defense. Oh my gosh, Emma Farrell gets that one up somehow, some way.
And
sees the triple.
Finally found the campfire. It was waiting to burn. Now Crawford on serve. That goes out, giving it right back to Georgia Tech. Bertolino with a new career best, or a new season best, sorry, trailing her career best of 21 kills.
Wow.
There's an overpass. Oh, wow, Baker saved it. And a point for Wake Forest. Georgia Tech arguing that Wake went over the height of the net there. Interesting, 2017.
Coach Smart put in a lot of pressure on the setters. She said, you know, I won't tell Ryan Baker this, but she can either win the game for us or lose the game for us sometimes.
Baker did not play Friday, back in today. Now on the block, gets a piece, and that's down. New insertion, Leah Harper with her second kill. Keep in mind, Georgia Tech without Liv Mobridge, the UNC transfer. So arms by committee outside of Bertolino and Mendez. Carney through the triple. This time a double, and that's in. Nice back row shot.
The way she just curved that ball, too. Let's watch this. Nice pass. Good set, gives it right back to her, right through the hole. And somehow the ball curves down and stays in. Great control.
Talented true freshman Ava Carney. This is her best hit percentage in ACC play this year. Suarez, there's a tip. Oh, the save couldn't be found. Georgia Tech, 3 points in the set.
We talked about Wake Forest balanced offense. Georgia Tech has seven players with kills, spreading that wealth around. Obviously, Bertolino leading with 15.
Mendez on the float. Georgia Tech now with options. And we have an antenna touch. Point Wake Forest. The R2 overruled the line judge who had it the other way. Instead, no challenge and play continues. Because that would be the final challenge for Georgia Tech if they lost it.
Coach Collier asking her team. Her team says, no, we got it. Gonna play it out.
Tech won set 1. Wake Forest set 2. And now a tight one in set 3. Suarez. Harper tipped. Bertolino saves. That's over. Wake in system. Crawford with the kill.
Dior Charles is in, helping out with that block. She's right up there in the top 10 in the conference. 4 blocks, making an immediate impact when she gets in there.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. And here's Wake Forest making a nice push here at the end of the set. Because it's not just Paige Crawford, it's balance. And now Wake, here they sit within a few points of making a run.
And it wasn't Paige Crawford in the first 2 sets, so now that she's on top of what they were producing, especially in set number 2, have a good chance to take the lead here. We've seen a lot of big hits from Paige Crawford, and Georgia Tech starting to catch on to the trend, giving her 3 blockers. She's been able to work for herself around that, whether that's with a roll shot, just positioning herself. It all starts with that great reception, great pass, great set to allow her to do what she does.
In this set alone, Paige Crawford has 11 kills, which is hard to fathom, right? You think of some of the best in the nation at kills per set.
She's trying to catch up what she missed out on in those first 2 sets.
Julia Cardona of Evansville, 5.5 kills per set. Her and Kaylee Cassidy of Tulsa, 2 of the best. But Crawford has certainly put it on her shoulder to give Wake Forest some big points.
Yeah, Wake Forest was 16 kills in set 3. Georgia Tech only 12 so far. And Coach Smart saying they want to hold the Yellow Jackets to 13 kills per set. So far, so good. Still got a couple more points to get through, though.
The 2-0 run forces a timeout from Michelle Collier. Her Georgia Tech club had run the table in conference so far. Just 1 set dropped until today. A little bit of pressure here. Ava Carney with cheerleaders right next to her. Serve it into the net. And Georgia Tech is up 2.
8th service error of the day. 8 service errors for both teams so far.
Here's the serve specialist coming in. Tamara Utene, reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and a great server at that. Timeout. So Wake Forest will talk this over. Now for Georgia Tech, what a key position to close out set 3.
Again, falling on the tone of a service. What kind of tone that can set, and how you approach it. Do you target a hitter, get them out of rotation, get them out of system? Do you try to serve aggressively, but then if it goes out, you lose momentum? I mean, these sets have been so close. You see, first set, you had 5 lead changes. Second set, only 2 lead changes. But here in the third set, we've already had 5 lead changes.
Gives you a sense how much Wake Forest has grown, right? Georgia Tech, an elite program. We know that coming in. And Wake wants to show they can be among the best in the ACC.
And like we've talked about before with Coach Smart saying how down to the wire some of those ACC matchups came to last season, knowing that was a focal point this year. And I think that starts with some of the experience that they did bring in, although they do have some freshmen and sophomore that are stepping into those roles. I mean, Paige Crawford in year 2, just being able to turn a new page, if you will, and grow up a little bit.
23-21 here in this third set. Georgia Tech has dominated the last 5 matchups. You have to go back to October of 18, the last time Wake either won a match or won multiple sets against Georgia Tech. Because this third set's become an offensive party. Great numbers in set 3.
Yeah, Georgia Tech hitting 33, 34%. Wake Forest, 33% the third set. Second set, 128, 150. I mean, they've been explosive on offense in this third set here, both teams.
Bertolino's heating up with 15. Crawford has 14. This could be a swing-for-swing type of finish in set 3. Otene to serve. Fish off hands, point Wake Forest. There's been some big rotations for Olivia Fish in the front row. And here's Dior Charles, the freshman at Los Angeles. Actually, just kidding. Here's Kendall Phillips on serve rotation. Phillips, the junior out of Virginia Beach. Now in her 42nd career match into serve. Deep float, that's out. Set point, Georgia Tech.
Sometimes the pressure is too much when you're one of those players. I was one of those players in high school. Sometimes you just sub in for the serve. That almost puts more pressure on you. Like, this is the only thing I'm supposed to be doing right now. But rather serve it deep than short. At least give them an opportunity to make the mistake.
Deandra Pierce to serve for set 3. That's a good one. Oh no, out of the antenna. Georgia Tech takes set 3, 25-22. Now that's some coach defeated Syracuse in 3, so they're the lone 4-0 team. Who will join them? Florida State? Maybe right here, Georgia Tech. If that error gives it back to the Yellow Jackets. How important these first 8 to 10 points if you're Wake Forest in this set?
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. You know, in their loss to Florida State and their win over Clemson, it's all about how they started these sets and who kind of threw a lead first.
Dior Charles hits one in. That's her first kill in the back row. Charles came in late in set 3. Good presence here in set 4.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Smart said that she lives and dies by blocking. She loves a good kill. Her athleticism is unlike anything that Coach Smart has seen. Her ability to go from the ground and up in that press position is the fastest she's ever coached. So, good player to have out there right now.
Coach Jake Hong with a few words for Kearney before serving. And now we're cleared for play. Speaking of talented freshmen, here's Ava Kearney. Little trouble there for Pimentel. Mendez into Farrell. Fish is roofed out. Point Wake Forest.
Great way getting Georgia Tech out of system there. They still got a good hit, but Farrell was there to pass it up. Great defense setting up Olivia Fish well.
Productive 9 kills for Fish today.
She's a really versatile player. Coach Smart talked a lot about how she can go from either pin.
Now Charles on the block, and that's a kill. Good outside swing from Leah Harper. This is a big rotation for Georgia Tech because Bertolino's in the back row, earning some points here, and then she's in the front for the next 3 rotations. Larissa Mendez off the tape and Wake's back in front. Mendez won 5 state championships with her youth national team in Brazil. Gives you a sense of how talented coming out of Rio de Janeiro.
That's what Coach Collier said. They all know how to play at a high level. That's what they kind of bond over and play through.
Michele grew up in Recife, Brazil, another vibrant city. That shot goes out. Point Wake Forest. Emma Farrell nearby from Norcross, Georgia. Great domestic talent for Randy Smart. Freshman of the year last season. Osadas. Good tip. Adams. Crawford dug out. Oh, off balance. That's an illegal touch. Point Wake Forest. And it looked like Suarez just tripped on her way up.
And she hasn't had very many errors this game. She's been pretty consistent for Georgia Tech.
First year starting setter, Eloise Suarez. Farrell continues on serve. Much better there. Adams outside. Crawford smacks that out, and it's back to 5-3.
Again, just trying to work herself around those blockers because Georgia Tech knows her hits coming. So just that balance of getting around them without going out.
Remember, Paige Crawford had 11 kills in that third set. That's a personal best in a single set. And yet, Georgia Tech pulled it out, 25-22. Adams on return. Goes back up. Little back set here. And Fish keeps it in. That's double figures today for Olivia Fish.
Let's take a look at Fish. Big swing in an open spot. Hard to get it there, but she did. Very versatile young player with a high volleyball IQ, great physicality, great ball control that we just saw right there.
This is a young Wake Forest front row right now. Suarez off her spot. Who touched the net? Yep, Wake Forest did. So point Bertolino. It did not have to be all Bianca Bertolino in the third set. Good balance. She does get now at 15 kills, tying her season best. Her all-time best was against Long Beach State 2 years ago with 21. Carney rips one out. Point Wake Forest.
9 kills for Ava Carney right now. 4 errors, 3 blocks, 4 digs, doing a little bit of everything, trying to help Paige Crawford out, producing on offense.
Randy Smart noted with Carney getting up for the big moments. Struggled against Florida State in that matchup, but looks quite competent today. Bertolino on the slip. She's picked up. Oh, here's the slide, but off balance. Farrell, however, there's a net touch, so it's point Georgia Tech. You can see how aggressive that block is coming back to bite Wake Forest. That is a cold-blooded killer right there. Suarez to serve. Losing track of who's who these days. Week 2 of the ACC season. Number 11, Georgia Tech, up 2-1. And a nice block by Mendez in the front row.
That bump pass, bump set, giving those blockers enough time to time it.
That's a true net tape block right there. The second best serving team in the league. Georgia Tech making things happen. Baker. Carney rips one off hands, and Coach Collier politely flips it back in.
She won't do the push-ups with the team in the beginning of the game, but she'll chime in for a dig, I guess.
Coach Collier, 2,700 kills in her USF career.
Oh my gosh.
One of the best in the country back in the late 90s. I'd still have my money on Coach Collier out there today.
Yeah.
Between her and Randy Smart, an all-conference setter back in her collegiate tenure. And a huge block by Carney.
That's Carney and Dior there. 2 freshmen putting up a wall for Wake Forest here. Both of their hang times. Insane.
Wake up 3 in this 4th set, wanting to push it to 5. That's Wake Forest's 11th service error this match. And then Randy Smart with a quick word for Ogogar. You do have to live with that balance of aggressive serving and mistakes. And those errors are picking up for both teams today.
And Coach Smart expected it. She's like, we're going to have some service errors because of how aggressive we're trying to serve.
Bertolino's turn. That's a great jump serve. Carney rears up over a triple team. Are you kidding?
I need to see how high she jumped. Oh my gosh.
Clearly a good option feeding Carney outside. Adams, the deep float. Good hands by Dior Charles, who just checked in last set. Mendez bangs it off hands. Carney, that time into the net. But Georgia Tech is committing numbers to those outside hitters.
They're starting to pick up on a few things. First it was Paige. Now Ava's getting going there on the left side. And Georgia Tech's just trying to keep up.
Nice save by Crawford. Carney off hands, and that's kept alive. Mendez. Oh, that'll hit her twice. Point and a roof for Wake Forest.
Wake up 3 now. Going to try to carry that momentum. Take a look at this block. Just shut down. That's 2 freshmen right there for Wake Forest, making it happen.
One of the veterans, Connie Willock, in to serve, coming off a knee surgery this offseason, making her presence felt. Good
Great
float.
drop serve.
Another nice block from Wake Forest.
That's exactly what they want. Get them out of system. Have your blockers ready. Shut them down. They'll force a timeout.
We'll take the timeout. Georgia Tech takes the break with Wake Forest up 4. Looking to push this match to 5 sets.
We're here. We're together. Our daughters. Up in that room. We're doing an exorcism. Once we start, we're not stopping.
Shall we begin?
Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good,
old days.
Stop parroting everything. Instead, drink a Red Bull and think for yourselves.
Since when do you dictate what we do?
Exactly. You're not the boss of us.
Power to the people!
Oh, well. Individuality often complicates things.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem. Wake Forest ahead here in set 4. Friday night, it was the arm of Paige Crawford leading the charge with 16 kills. Tonight, it's 3 in double figures and some good balance with the likes of Carney and Fish joining Crawford up top.
Yeah, they've really been able to spread this out, and both of these hitters are what Coach Smart calls their out-of-system hitters. When they're out of whack and they need to get an aggressive hit in there, they send it to one of these two gals, and they're doing it. Coach Smart with some words for her bench. You can tell this is a big moment here in set 4. Posadas is blocked. Wow, Olivia Fish with the roof, and Wake has 19 blocks. A little different vibe from Wake Forest today. Yeah, I mean, Coach Smart said we might not win the block battle, but here we are. 9 blocks to Georgia Tech's 13. Good coverage by Adams. Here's Fish. Suarez with options. Nice in-system kill. That's the middle. Deandra Pierce replacing the injured Liv Mogridge. Georgia Tech doing a nice job of taking advantage when Wake Forest sends an easier ball over. Fish with that roll shot. They're able to get a good setup and make Wake Forest pay. So Georgia Tech with the serve specialist in. Darren Couture. Farrell has to fight that one up. Crawford goes all the way out, and that's a dead ball. Point, Wake Forest. Georgia Tech facing a challenge they haven't seen very much this season. They've only gone to 5 sets one time and has won a lot of their matches in 3. That is some of the quirks of this building. Hits the side and comes back. It's a dead ball, especially if it's at the net. Good hands for Gogar. Now it's over. Out of play. Wake Forest up 6. The blocking has been huge for Wake Forest, something that Coach Smart didn't expect, but here we are. Timeout, Georgia Tech. How about the response here from Wake Forest in set 4? They're not backing down. Despite the youth, they've been able to rely on those young hitters and those young blockers to step up, and then you've got those veterans like the Gogar to be able to step up and bring that leadership. You talk about the young players for Wake Forest. Olivia Fish is a freshman. The 2 blocks, the 4 digs, but her arm has come to life tonight. And she's been their go-to when they are in system to be able to get her a good set. She's had great court visibility, seeing those blockers, finding those holes. It's very good, very high volleyball IQ as a freshman. This is an ACC best. 10 kills for Olivia Fish tonight. Two teams that aren't always at full strength health-wise, but they got some young arms stepping up. What did Randy Smart say this week? We want to show not only are we getting better, but we can be in that top 4 conversation. This is the type of match that says a lot about Wake Forest. I love that she was like, I don't know what we're capable of. I love that because there's so much untapped potential here when you have these young players. You don't know their ceilings yet. Clearly she's seeing something that we don't. Fish hitting 400 from the right side. Uber productive. Very efficient. You got that? Efficient. You're not the only one that can do puns. Wake on a 3-0 run. Bravo. Emma Farrell continues on the service line. New setter in, Shukar, and a tip at the net. Actually, it never touched hands. That was off the tape. Point Wake Forest, and the Demon Deacons will have to wait for a challenge here. This is important. Second challenge here for Georgia Tech. Bertolino going right up to the umpire. Had some questions. And Michele is checking who called the touch. Yep. Let's take a look at this. See, the ball hits the net.
Did it hit the hand of Crawford, though? This angle will help. Oh, yeah. There is a right-hand touch there.
There's contact.
This will be overturned. It'll be a replay of the point. Which means Georgia Tech keeps its remaining challenge. And it'll get the additional in the 5th if we go so far.
Yeah, with how close these sets have been, that challenge could come in handy.
I believe it's our 5th challenge of the day. Gives you a sense of how tight every point's been in this one.
5 lead changes in that 3rd set with 10 ties. When you have that many lead changes and ties like that, the momentum can be really hard to find. It can be really hard to find that energy. Wake Forest, lucky enough, has that home court advantage where their fans will help them out with that.
Taking more looks at this. Georgia Tech in contemplation mode. Wake Forest a little more loose and relaxed in this 4th set than the Yellow Jackets. Here's the final verdict. It looks like the angle is not the way I'm interpreting this. They couldn't find the right angle to get the call. Referee's talking.
Coach Collier not happy with the call.
And I don't blame him. So the call stands.
Down 7.
This is the largest lead for any team in all of the 4 sets. Emma Farrell on a 3-0 swing. Once we get the lineups correct. Okay, we're good to go. Wait, hold on a second. Our replay operator is resetting some things.
Now this is a tough serve for Farrell. All this time, waiting.
Okay, now we're good. The moment you've been waiting for. Back to the service line.
See if they can hold on to this momentum here.
On the slide. Good hands. There's Manyang checking in for the kill. The middles haven't been as productive for Georgia Tech offensively. That's a nice swing.
Earlier this season, she hit a 708 with 18 kills in the Georgia Tech Classic. So she's capable of a lot if they get it to her.
Those were big matches. Georgia and San Diego, the 2 big teams in that tournament. Adams tight to the net. Yep, that's 4-2. Oh, no, that's over. I thought it was a 4th touch. And now it is point Georgia Tech. Back row attack. It's been a hard day to be an R1 or R2.
Yes. That's what happens when you have these powerful swings.
Coach Collier fighting the officials and fighting Wake Forest in this one. What a tight 4-set match. Crawford off the triple, off the noggin, kept up, and this is straight over. Adams in system. Fish with the kill. Long rally, Wake Forest.
What an amazing way to keep that ball alive. Fortunately, they didn't come up with the point. Great diving swing. Gets that with the left arm. Libero's there. Sends over the free ball. Wake Forest taking advantage of that free ball. Olivia Fish.
She's gone that cut angle shot a ton today, has Fish. 11 kills.
Yeah, 11 kills.
Back to it. Bertolino off the block. Crawford, the touch. Nice save. So with the setter out on the floor, that block is out. Point Georgia Tech.
Haven't seen a lot of tips, I feel like. We've seen all these really aggressive hits, whether they hit it right down to the court or they're smacking it off the blocker's hands, but
23 combined blocks. These two teams are putting up a firm hand at the net. Baker, Crawford, oh, blasted alive. Manyang, tipped up, Willock, Crawford, into the triple. Bertolino and crew with the roof.
Amazing dig. I don't even think she dug that. I think it just hit her body and bounced off.
Leads to a Georgia Tech point. Great serve and the ace for Pierce. Better to be lucky than good, yeah.
Just their 6th ace of the day with how aggressive they've been serving. Only having 6.
Timeout, Wake Forest. And here comes Georgia Tech back in set 4. Because here we sit 2 weeks into the conference, right? And you go all the way to the 1st of November. But all of a sudden, this match has some big implications in the standings because Pitt won earlier today. Louisville and NC State meet this afternoon. Basically, you get a real sense of that top 4 or 5 with the winner of this matchup.
I think the way these teams are playing also reflects on how they prepared themselves for this conference. You have a Georgia Tech team who we've been talking about all the tough non-conference games they've played ahead of this season to prepare them for these types of games right here.
Florida State is beating Duke right now. That's late in the 3rd. They might pull that out. So you get a sense of the Louisvilles, the Florida States, the traditional powers, and Wake, who finished 8th last year. They want to creep up and join those top 4 or 5.
And that's something that Coach Smart said is obtainable.
It starts by closing out this 4th set with Georgia Tech fighting their way back.
7-point lead down to just a 3-point lead now.
There's a long conversation here for Randy Smart. She is taking every second to coach him up.
What do you think she's saying?
Get 8 more points before they get 10. Randy, who spent the summer unpacking boxes, got a contract extension here at Wake Forest and was so proud of that growth in the first 40 years. Has not had that signature ranked win yet. Now, this could be a moment for Wake. Here's the serve specialist checking in. And we'll see what Liz Patterson has in store. She wants to atone for the incorrect pancake call from the 3rd set. Patterson in. There's the redemption.
Dropped right on the line. That's a tough serve.
That's a perfect ace.
Her first of the day. She has a season-high 2 aces in one game.
Now 5 aces as a team for Georgia Tech. Actually 7, my apologies. Baker back to it. Crawford from the 10. In. What a shot to the back corner. That was in.
What ball control. That was insane. Place that in the deep back corner. Nice roll shot, but an aggressive roll shot with the placement. Oh, right on the line.
16 kills for Crawford. That's back-to-back nights with 16. Now Crawford serves it up. Race to 25, win by 2, best of 5 sets.
Good pass.
Shukar missed her middle. And a point for Wake Forest on the double touch. It's been a hard day feeding the middles for Georgia Tech tonight. Liv Mogridge out with injury. That's an all-conference levels middle as well. Otene returns it. Blocked point, Wake Forest. You noted those freshmen, they're stepping up. Timeout.
Take a look at this big block. Ava Carney. The hang time, the reach, the wingspan.
There are so many
size.
whistles in this gym. I thought I heard a timeout whistle. That was just a whistle to start play. Wake to serve up 5. Bump set here. Now Wake in system. Carney. Blocked! Manyang, the TCU transfer with the roof.
We were saying it's going to be a swinging showdown. It might be a block showdown here. Take a look at that. Yeah. Shut that one down.
With
Georgia Tech 13.
forearm.
Yeah, Georgia Tech 13 blocks so far. Wake Forest 11 blocks. A lot closer margin than Coach Smart thought it would be.
Good defensive effort from both. And here's Suarez to serve. Torrance returns it. Carney's tip is up. Nice save, Bertolino. Mendez to Farrell. In. Point Ava Carney. And the freshman has 12.
Yeah, they're able to cut that. Let's take a look. Yep, right outside the blockers. Libero's in a little bit too much for that one. Finding the empty spot on the floor. Wake Forest up 5.
Chance for Kendall Phillips to serve it out. An emotional leader for this Wake Forest team.
She missed her last serve, so a little redemption.
Nice shot to the back row. Wait, that's ruled out. And now the lead referee overturns the line judge. Point Georgia Tech.
A lot of close calls. Let's see here. Big swing. I'm seeing it in.
Good decision by Wayne Clark, the lead referee. So it's 21-17. 21-18. Bertolino with the ace.
That topspin, it can sometimes be an easier ball to dig, but not that time. That one coming in fast.
The best server in the ACC, Bertolino. Return that time.
Great pass.
Carney. Off hands, point Wake Forest.
Ava Carney, 13 kills.
Can Wake Forest push this to 5? It'll be up to Kylie Adams, who's now in to serve and set from the back row.
Your top 3 hitters right now for Wake Forest, 2 freshmen and a sophomore.
Suarez goes near side. Great touch by Adams. Georgia Tech out of system. Mendez off hands. Adams. Bertolino saves it. That's not enough. Point Wake Forest.
Again, Georgia Tech has only been taken to 5 sets once this season. Wake Forest trying to make that a second-time thing.
And against the number 11 team in the country, too. No
what a
laughing
statement.
matter. We have a quick question here. Randy gets her answer. Daniel Leake gets us back into play. Adams with a nice serve.
Free ball.
Wake in system. Adams outside. Carney blocks. That was Mendez knocking it down.
Even with the in-system pass and set, they're still giving it to Ava. They're still giving it to their outsides.
Now that's how you block a ball right there. This Georgia Tech team putting a ton of pressure on Wake Forest. Adams goes again. Charles finds the campfire. Set point.
They've been really focusing on Ava and Fish, so now to get the middle involved, they're really challenging Georgia Tech to be able to cover the whole floor. Having to watch a little closer.
Kalani Willock on set point. Middle. Now set continues. Deandra Pierce with a nice kill.
No one was there to help that one slow down at all. Take a look. Yeah, Dior just a little late. Swung right through.
So Georgia Tech must go on a 4-point run to extend it. Here's Lauren Sandin, serving specialist for Georgia Tech.
The fans are putting the pressure on.
So Coach Collier wanted one more substitution, but not allowed to get it. Okay, now she will. A little frustration there as Laura Fisher checks in. Set point, Wake Forest.
Tough serve.
Crawford. Bertolino the bump. Tool in the block. Good swing by Harper. Remember, it was 24-19 a moment ago. This place is ready to go bonkers if Wake could force a fifth.
Tensions are high.
To swing for the set. Nice return. Kept in play. Bertolino misses. We go to a fifth here in Winston-Salem.
Wake Forest shocking themselves here.
Rotation. Eloise Soares for Georgia Tech. Crawford in the back row for Wake Forest here to begin set 5. Adams. Charles shoots it long. Point Georgia Tech. And in the race to 15, every point matters.
Also, you got to expect intensity levels are high, so obviously you might be swinging a little bit harder than you need to, setting a little bit quicker than you need to. So to remain even keel and calm in this moment could be useful.
Targeting Crawford. Torrance will clear it. In system. Bertolino blast another kill.
You give Georgia Tech a free ball like that, you know they're going to set it up for her, and she's going to come down with the hammer. Let's take a look at this one. Big swing, big hit, block was no chance.
And
Dior got one hand in there, and that was it.
18th kill for Bertolino. Another double-double. Carney goes through 3, a point for Wake Forest.
All right, Wake Forest responding here. Carney now with 14 kills. Paige Crawford still leads with 16 kills for Wake Forest.
So Bertolino with her 3rd double-double in the conference versus a young freshman tandem of Carney and Fish for Wake Forest. Nice dig by Adams. Here's Fish. Better dig. Utene. That touch is kept up. Block, Georgia Tech. 3-1 Yellow Jackets.
That's a tough. Fish didn't have much time to get set because of that pass and set. She kind of had to speed up her prep to get in swing.
What a performance by Bianca Bertolino, the best server in the ACC. That's why.
Oh, jeez.
Fish. In!
Wow.
That block from Utene makes it 4-1. And now a timeout, Wake Forest.
You've just talked about this. You know, the team that starts out on fire and going up comes up with the win.
We'll take the timeout. Georgia Tech up big in set 5.
We've heard those ideas of what we cannot do. My Thriving Financial Advisor gave me the tools to say I can.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Are you ready for Papa John's new fan-inspired pizza? We started with our garlic epic stuffed crust with everyone's favorite garlic flavor.
In it, on it, with it, in it, on it.
But then you all asked for more heat. So we added red pepper flakes and our spicy garlic sauce for even more fire. Papa John's new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza, now available in spicy garlic. Get a one-topping pizza now for $13.99 at Papa John's.
One of the most balanced teams in the ACC, Georgia Tech, prolific in kills and aces and digs. Today, though, it's been all hands on deck. No Liv Mogridge and other players stepping up to fill that void.
They rank top 5 in top 5 in 5 different categories. They're able to do a little bit of everything, but Wake Forest has been able to keep up.
Now it's 4-1 in his 5th set. Race to 15. Win by 2. Make it 5-1. And now if you're Randy Smart and Wake Forest, every point matters from here. You see Crawford rallying the troops. As those aces playing a factor 9 for Georgia Tech. A new conference best. 10 for Georgia Tech. That hand is liquid fire from Bertolino. 3rd
ace of the day, coming at the best time for Georgia Tech.
An elite jump serve and a timeout, Wake Forest. I mean, it's as simple as the great serving here at Georgia Tech.
We've talked about it all game, that's what it's been coming down to. Both coaches were aware that aggressive serving was going to be crucial in who won this game, and clearly Bertolino taking over right now in the 5th set.
Averaging 2 aces per set, this team. And Bertolino is 5th in the country in aces.
And we see why. You see that power on that serve. That's insane. It's like she's swinging from outside, but in the back.
He had in the double-double in digs and kills. It's been a busy day for Bianca Bertolino.
I do think that when it comes this late in the game, a 5th set, you're down 5. Experience does matter in these positions, and Georgia Tech is the team with the most experience. But Wake Forest is hungry. They've been able to shock people so far.
This is Wake's first big moment in a 5-setter, right? You play non-conference, you play early, and then you face an elite program. This is a real test now in this 5th set.
This is what you practice for. This is why you schedule those games.
Look who's leading the huddle there. That's Kalani Willock, one of the senior leaders. Not even on the floor, but she's bringing her troops together. Georgia Tech, meanwhile, that is a bona fide loaded unit, even without Liv Mogridge today.
They need a good pass right here.
So Georgia Tech up 6-1, back on serve. Another ace!
Oh my gosh.
Bertolino is serving up dimes in set 5.
Even after the timeout, you can't ice her, clearly. She knows what she needs to do. She's done it time and time again.
A wicked topspin, and it's playing a factor. Boy, Wake needs a point right here. That time not an ace, but a good serve. Blasted in. Wake Forest ends the rally.
3 straight aces.
That was a 5-0 run, too. And now Wake back on serve.
All right, they need some aces if they want to shift momentum here. Some big kills. We've got Fish, Charles, Crawford up there in the front.
Willock serves it deep. Shot is through the double, and we'll switch sides halfway through. Georgia Tech up 8-2 in prime position as we'll flip script. Remember, it's a race to 15 here in the 5th. First 5-set match for Georgia Tech this year, and they've looked comfortable in this moment.
I think their 3-0 wins have probably prepared them to be able to finish out sets.
Now the urgency kicks in for Randy Smart's unit. Their 5th 5-set match, but off to their slowest start in any of those opportunities. Pimentel. Adams middle.
Whoa.
That dig is out. Good kill, George Charles.
Trying to get their middles incorporated again. We've seen so much outside hitting from Ava and from Paige, and now we're seeing Dior get involved. Big hang time for her, big swing.
It's Emma Farrell's turn. Takes every second. Down 5. Nice swing. Tamara Utene adding on. Georgia Tech up 6.
She's got 6 kills now for Utene. 1 block, 10 digs.
Bertolino certainly shining with her double-double, but the team is stepping up behind her.
Yeah, Utene was someone we highlighted at the beginning as ACC, freshman of the week.
Here's Lauren Sandin in to serve. Adams back set. Fish with a nice kill for Wake Forest. The freshman stepped up at 13.
13 kills for Olivia Fish.
She'll sub out in rotation. And Ryan Baker in the set now in the front row for Wake. Here's Ava Torrance. Utene, the tip. Oh, it finds the floor. Great spot. 2 kills in this set for tomorrow.
Sometimes it doesn't take power. Sometimes it takes placement. Currently, Wake Forest has 60 kills compared to Georgia Tech's 50. They've been able to outkill them a little bit, but Georgia Tech catching up here. Some great ball placement.
I was waiting for the Marvel reference. With great power comes great responsibility.
That won't be coming from me.
And now Randy Smart will issue a challenge. You get the extra challenge in the 5th set. A fun moment there between her team claiming, hey, I got that ball. Look at that. Look at that conversation late in the 5th set. It is very relaxed. It is even keeled. It's a little different than what you'd expect at this junction.
Yeah, she's smiling. I just saw red lips, let's battle, so they know what they can do. They know what they have been able to do. Already took 1 set. They can do it again.
Let's see, any pancake here?
Pierce's head is covering it up for me.
Let's see this angle.
It's like a wrist almost. Looks like it hits her wrist.
And did it hit Crawford twice? Sorry, Farrell twice.
The 6th challenge of the game. Lots of crucial moments here. Deciding calls.
Both coaches loving this atmosphere today. It hasn't been the easiest day to be the R1 or R2, dealing with some of these challenges. There have been issues with the replay all day. Let's see. As a fight song battle begins between both teams in the interim. Oh, wow, they'll redo the point.
Wow. All right, this is their chance.
So Wake Forest wins the challenge. Remains 9-4. Race to 15, win by 2. Michelle Collier visibly upset, and hard to blame her the way things have unfolded today. Now back to action.
Oh, that's a tight. Yep.
Oh, Godard dumps it down. That's a 2-point swing for Wake Forest.
Digging themselves out of this deficit.
Ava Torrance's turn on serve. Pimentel with some trouble. Utene Right through the hands of Willock. Point Georgia Tech. A Yellow Jacket team that has not lost to Wake Forest in 5 years, and that match went 4. They're now in the 5th. It's a tight one. Baker tight. That joust won by Bertolino. Timeout, Wake Forest. Their final timeout. It was about time for Bianca Bertolino to take over here in set 5.
And not just from the hitting perspective, but the aces and just what she's been able to accomplish and the momentum shift that she's been able to provide for this Yellow Jacket team.
Georgia Tech gears up for a big week. Florida State, Virginia, which they'll be okay, and then Pitt on Friday night. This is a huge 3-game stretch for the Yellow Jackets.
Talk about, going through the ringer, but also that's just experience. It's almost like, on to the next. Tunnel vision at that point, like, next game, let's go.
There's the full slate coming up.
Yeah, and you have to go on the road to Pitt, too. That doesn't help. At Virginia, a little road trip there, too. Florida State, Miami, Duke.
4 of those 5 teams made the tournament last year in the NCAA. Florida State just beat Duke today, so the Seminoles are 4-0. Which makes the next week for Georgia Tech, very, very important. Wake Forest, meanwhile, they'll hit the road for some winnable games at Boston College, at Syracuse. And then Louisville right coming up at the end of October is a really interesting Friday night.
They'll definitely need the Demon Deacon fans to be out here packing this house for that one.
We resume play in the 5th. Race to 15, win by 2. And it's Georgia Tech behind the serving of Bertolino, up 6. With 10A the float. Crawford.
Big block.
Charles Gogar is kept up. Wake now insistent. Crawford through the double. Wake Forest within 5.
Wake Forest moving this Georgia Tech front line back and forth on this net, causing those blockers to not be able to get up there in time.
Paige Crawford's turn to serve. Crawford's carried the load, 17 kills for Wake Forest. Good bump set. Blocked! Ogogar with the ruse. More like Dragon Ball Z. An incredible reaction. And a timeout, Georgia Tech. This match is not over just yet. What's changed here for Wake Forest?
I believe it's been their ability to not get in their heads. I feel like in a 5th set like this, when you're down, I think they were at least down 6 early on, and they've been able to stay in the game, make Georgia Tech feel a little uncomfy at some points, and then to be able to battle back with a big block like that, and even when they're out of system, to put it to good use.
Georgia Tech without Liv Mogridge today. Others have stepped up. Waynota Bertolina with her double-double. Then you factor in Otene with the 10 digs. Wake Forest, though, they've had balance. Crawford and Carney and Fish all in double figures tonight.
Yeah, 62 kills all around compared to Georgia Tech's 52. But also this blocking margin is something I keep bringing up. Georgia Tech with 17 blocks, Wake Forest with 12. They've been able to keep it close, battling there, jousting at the net. Both sides of this net, very, very athletic.
That's a battle-tested Georgia Tech club. Tournaments in 3 straight years, and Elite 8 mixed in. Wake Forest made its first postseason in the NIVC last year, but never been on this big of a stage until this afternoon.
And they're embracing it.
The heart rates are rising. And now Crawford to serve here in set 5. Suarez. Bertolino tipped. That's kept in. Nice dump save. This has to be freed over. Baker with options. Carney shoots it long and gets a net touch. A touch at the net. Wow. A little surprising there. Point Wake Forest. Wake back within 3 here in the 5th. Bertolino out. Was there a touch? There was not, and a challenge coming. So our 7th challenge of the match. And we'll see if there's a net touch.
Show you these looks. You can't really tell.
It was definitely deep. And then did Baker get a hand on this?
No. Can't tell.
It has been a busy afternoon for Daniel League. How about the resolve here from Georgia Tech, overcoming the Wake 3-0 run and now in position to close this out.
That's where experience comes in handy. Players that know what needs to be done, and then you've got tough service.
We're nearing a 3-hour volleyball match to give you a sense of how intense every point's been tonight.
We're thriving. We're thriving. I love it. And Coach Collier was saying that, she respects a team that is on the trend up and putting in the work and having those young players learn stuff each day and get better each game and each season to be able to build up to a different level of a program. Something that Georgia Tech went through a couple years ago and something that Wake Forest is trying to get through right now.
So the challenge continues. Here we go, big decision. Remember, the call on the court is out. Point Wake Forest. Let's see if there was a touch here. There is a touch. Now Randy Smart wants an explanation. Make it 11-9, Georgia Tech. Or sorry, 8-12. It's so hard to tell with all these challenges. 12-8.
Too many lead changes, too many sets. They just need to push 3 right here. Wake Forest needs to find a side out.
Liz Patterson in to serve after Georgia Tech wins the challenge. Race to 15, win by 2.
Tough serve.
What an important swing here for Carney. Kept alive, Otene. Bertolino. Double-double machine continues. 21 kills.
It seems like if all else fails, gives it to Bertolino, is what Georgia Tech's mentality has been. Just let her do what she can do. Blocker or no blocker?
Georgia Tech, 2 points from the match. After Wake earned set 4 to push this 5.
Bertolino reaching her career high of 21 kills.
Baker. Carney had to tip it. blocked. That goes over. Baker middle. Two in the block. Point Wake Forest. That was Emio Gogar. What an important serve here for Kendall Phillips.
Wake needing to run.
Confusion. Bertolino over. Baker. Carney. Point Wake Forest. The freshman Carney was 17. And a timeout, Georgia Tech.
Paige Crawford, Ava Carney, both with 17 kills. Doing wonders on the outside.
That's the rotation where Carney has targeted the setter and really taken advantage today. There have been no easy points all day, especially in this fifth set. What's it going to take, Amanda, for these teams to pull it out?
For Wake, they're going to need a run, consistent, aggressive serving, making sure that Georgia Tech gets out of system. We just saw it there. For Georgia Tech, I think they get one side out and they're good to go. They've had some really tough service.
Georgia Tech overcame a tough fourth set. They've taken control early, up as much as 7-1. Now things get a little tight at 13-10. The Yellow Jacket program that finished third in the ACC last year. With a win today, they'd be notched up with Florida State and Louisville and Pitt for first place at 4-0. Because of that woman right there, tying her career best. Just a fantastic effort with the aces as well for Bertolino.
Yeah, like we've been saying, she's doing more than just the 21 kills, tying her career high, but the aces coming at the beginning of this fifth set. It's an incredible run.
Here's a defensive rotation. Audrey Douglas comes in. So currently no true setter on the court for Wake Forest, playing the size matchup. Phillips the float serve. In system. Nice save by Phillips. Carney dug up. Bertolino's turn. Career high, 22 kills. That's match points.
The block was there. Wake's block was there. There's only so much you can do. You try to direct it. Bertolino, so aggressive in her swing.
Eloise Soares. Match points, Georgia Tech. Baker, Carney. Match continues. 14-11.
Evan, it comes down to another serve right here. Another moment where they can't turn the ball over.
It's up to Kylie Adams. Made her debut in the ACC Friday. Match point, Georgia Tech. Option Soares. And a net violation. Wake Forest stays alive.
Great serve by Kylie to get things going here. Shift in momentum right here.
A challenge of that last play.
8th challenge of the game.
Let's take a look. Oh, that would be whether Soares went over the line.
Oh.
Did she go up above the inch? And as a back row setter, that gets complicated with going above the height of the net. Okay, so the call on the court is the net touch. Here's the final ruling. The call stands, Point Wake Forest. Georgia Tech still has one challenge remaining.
Let's see if we see this net move here. Yep. Little wiggle.
Third time for Georgia Tech. Match point. Mendez gets the touch. Georgia Tech pulls this match out in 5 sets.
Ends with the ACC Freshman of the Week.
It took every last point